Hello my cutie patooties, today we are checking out a new channel. A lot of you have recommended this channel because this person also explains a lot of things about the animals. Animals! Hopefully not as poisonous as the ones from Australia, but like who knows really. So that's why we're here. We're gonna look at a video called I flipped 100 rocks in a rainforest. Here's what I found. And here we are on this beautiful thumbnail. Look at that. This is rock number 46.
Outside in rainforests, there's tons of random objects like
Rock number 1.
Which when you flip them, you'll find life.
Yo, I don't know what they're called in English, but in Germany we call them Kellerasseln, which I guess are Asseln that live in the basement in the Keller, which is like, okay, I have no idea what these creepy crawlies are called in English.
Never known existed. This first one just had a bunch of random insects.
Thank you for not giving me the name and just calling them random insect. Also, where is number 2? We're skipping from 1 to 3.
In life you would have never known existed. This first one just had a bunch of random insects, but in this video I'll be flipping 100 different rocks.
Okay, this is just a preview. Okay then.
Find all sorts of
Oh my god! Lizard! If the editor didn't like insert the lizard meme from Hoppers and the other movies, we're gonna be real disappointed.
Venomous spiders.
Are you feeding the spider?
However, right now I'm still pretty close to a city, but as I travel,
That is the Animal Crossing leaf. Is it not the leaf that is when you drop items?
Deeper into the rainforest, the animals get cooler and cooler, and maybe at the end we'll even be able to find extremely rare ones.
Shiny Pokemon, extremely rare.
And literally right under the piece of wood.
What? My friend, that is a piece of wood. You said it yourself. Why are you counting it as a rock? Also, that's an alien.
Was this insane alien-looking creature?
Yo, I did not pre-watch the video.
They're called tailless whip scorpions, and I've actually made entire.
That's a scorpion? That is tailless? I mean, the name says it is tailless, hence it has no tail, but that looks like a spider.
These guys as pets. It's crazy we already found something this weird and rare, and so I continued exploring. Eventually, I came across object number 3, which underneath had this weird-looking white worm thing. But in fact, this is not a worm at all. It's a baby.
Yo, by the way, though, can you just imagine you live your like best bug's life out there, and a random dude just comes in and like removes your safety housing from your vicinity, and you're just like, oops.
Over time, these little larvas will start to mutate
Yo,
and eventually will break
did not
out of
need
their
to see
shell
that.
and become a beetle. And this one is absolutely massive, so it's probably gonna turn into some giant mutant rainforest beetle with.
Listen, I have caught these mother truckers in Animal Crossing. If I saw a stag beetle, I think that's what it's called, in real life, I would run away. I would leave the country. I would like immigrate somewhere else.
Hopefully we'll find one of those later, but anyways, I went and flipped rock 4, which had nothing.
What?
From now on, I'm not gonna show anything with nothing, so it'll just be constant rainforest animals. And that's exactly what I found with rock.
So you're telling me 5 and 6 also didn't have nothing? I almost can't believe that like in such a naturey area there's like nothing in there.
Because underneath was this weird white thing.
What is that?
After moving around the dirt,
whoa!
I realized this was actually a wolf spider's home. And that massive white thing, well, that's its egg sac, and soon it'll hatch into.
Yo! You did not need to show us that you're opening the egg sac. I'm so glad it's like pixelated because like the smiley on the right, that's my expression right now.
Of
Yo!
Spiders. You can see the spider mom was super defensive and did not leave the egg sac at all. So I put her home back and kept exploring. Soon after,
that spider got squished, by the way.
Which when I tried to flip it, well, it got apart in my hands. And this happened because if you take a closer look on here, there's tons of these little white bugs crawling all over it.
You have destroyed their safety. And some predator is gonna come in and them instantly.
Are termites, which you probably already know eat wood like this. They'll literally just set up their entire colonies inside of these dead logs and just
listen, I don't like bugs. I don't like bugs a lot, but these ones, they kind of look cute, okay?
Entire colonies inside of these dead logs and just eat them from the inside out. Now, under object number 10, I found the coolest thing so far.
Oh shoot, what is that?
You see, on the bottom side of the log, I
that's
saw
a
this
tentacle.
little pale thing poking out from under the bark. At first, I thought it was some sort of worm, but if you look closely, you can see it has a bunch of.
What is that? Is that like a snake?
So it can't be a worm. So there was only one thing to do. Get out the backpack.
The backpack!
You see, in the backpack, I've packed tons of items to be able to interact with the wildlife out here.
Yo, bro is actually living a protagonist, like cozy game life.
Taken out is these tweezers. Using the tweezers, I started to peel back some of the bark on the log until I eventually revealed the animal. It really looked so much like a worm, but you can tell by how it was slithering around that it was actually a snake. These are called Brahmini blind
I mean,
snakes.
I'm so happy that we have educational content where we can see what these animals look like. But at the same time, like, that snake was chilling there and now it's exposed.
They're the smallest species in the whole world. Basically, this species spends their whole life underground just like worms do. And a fun fact about them is they're all
they're not
female.
underground
Basically,
now.
They have the ability to clone their genes into an egg, and that's how more snakes are born.
What? Why are we not evolving humans to that? You're telling me? You're telling me these are... I know that other animals have like weird like gender things as well. But you're telling me that thing can just clone its genes, pop an egg out, and there's a little baby version of themselves, and like they're what? They don't need a partner for that? That's crazy.
If you ever see one of these in the wild, just know it has the same exact genes as this one does. It's pretty crazy. Now, by this point, I reached my first little water section of the trail, which was absolutely beautiful.
Well, dang, I don't really know if you can hear me, but this is a pretty nice area, as you can see. But basically, I just want to see if I can see something under the water with the GoPro.
Probably
Obviously,
can.
GoPros are waterproof, which lets me do this. And at first, it was kind of
I mean, it's
cloudy
very
mess, but
murky.
then this fish came out of
Fishy.
nowhere. Knowing that there was at least one fish down here, I put the camera back under and figured out that there was a whole school of them. However, since the water was
school
so
of
cloudy, I
fish.
couldn't really tell the species, so I walked down
Yo,
along.
it's so funny to me how like groups of animals have different names. Like a group of fish is a school of fish, but like a group of like crows is a murder of crows. Who thought of that?
Beside the river for a little bit until it got a bit clearer, and then I stuck my GoPro underneath
Yo,
again.
that
This
looks
time,
cool.
There was even more of those same
Fishies!
fish, and now I could clearly see that these were mountain mullets, which are a species native to these Puerto
Fish,
Rican
fish, fish, fish,
rainforests.
fish.
You see, this species is really cool because they actually are born in ocean.
I feel
And
like
once they're
most
born,
fish
they
are
swim
cute.
up
There
the
are some
river
very
to Puerto
disgusting
Rico to
fishes,
get to these
but
remote
most fish are
rainforest
cute.
streams. Then, when it's time to lay eggs, they swim back to the ocean and repeat the process. It's very cool. Also, by the way, right next to these fish were a ton of these little aquatic snails, which are super important for the environment because they eat up.
Listen, again, I don't like snails at all, but that little mouth going kind of fun.
Anyways, a bit later, I came across this rock with a little lizard sitting.
Lizard!
When I got close, it of course ran away, but I figured this was a good omen, so I flipped it, and underneath there was nothing. But since that lizard was sitting on top of the rock, I figured that underneath of it could actually be its home. So I had an idea, and I got out the backpack, and inside I took out this little container of super worms. Then I basically put a bunch of them
Oh,
on
you're
my hand
baiting
and just
him.
put them under the rock in case the lizard wanted to eat some of them. Now, I was just gonna leave them and walk away, but then I noticed that that same exact lizard that was sitting on top of the rock had actually already ran
Yo, offering accepted. Friendship mate.
over and ate one of the worms. And yeah, he was enjoying it a ton. You're welcome, buddy. There's more where that came from. And speaking of lizards eating stuff, nearby I also went and flipped this rock that had nothing underneath. But out of the corner of my eye, I noticed another lizard.
Lizard! That's lizard number 3.
Went on the run and started parkouring across the rocks to get away from me. But eventually I did get a closer look and realized this was a green anole lizard, and it looked like there was something actually massive in its mouth.
Yo, lizards actually pretty cool animals, okay? Like both as like pets. I know some people have them as like pets, but also like just in nature, and the like whole like camouflage ability and stuff like that is kind of
Thing
cool.
sticking out of its mouth kind of looked
Actually,
like
are lizards, can lizards camouflage, or are there only like chameleons?
the belly of another lizard.
What?
Which would make sense because these green anole lizards are cannibalistic.
Yum, 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 yum,
And
yum.
when they're hungry, they'll just straight up eat their friends. Yeah, talk about fake friends, alright? Anyways, a bit later, I flipped this rock here, and underneath, I found my first ant colony. You see, ant colonies are a bit rarer.
Yo, that's kind of, I mean, he's about to explain that they're rare there, right? But like for me, I'm like, that's crazy that like it took you 33 rocks to flip over to find ants.
rainforest like this, which is why I didn't see any up to this point, so it was a kind of cool find. And then I flipped right after, also had another ant colony of the same exact species. Now I'm pretty sure
ants.
this species is called big-headed ants, which I
Big
can tell
head, because they
as
have
you can
big
see,
heads.
Some of the workers have massive heads that are
Yo.
like 3 times the size of normal
They
workers.
probably used
This
it to, like,
happens
burrow
because
and
at
stuff.
birth, the normal worker ants find the biggest and strongest pupa and spray a special pheromone on them. Then as the
What?
pupa grow older and older, they just grow up with massive heads.
Yo, no, like honestly though, if humans at some point could actually take like traits from animals like that, like isn't what these ants did literally gene editing, which you can discuss if it's like moral to do that or not, right? I know that part of that already exists in the human world. I'm pretty sure it's illegal in most places, right? But I think we have the technology to technically do that. But isn't that crazy that they basically do gene editing? Like they took an egg that's already big, put some extra shit on there, and the head grows big from only that one egg? That's crazy to me, right? And then the snake that can just duplicate itself. Imagine if we can just take all of these traits for ourselves.
And help move around some of the larger stuff that the small workers can't. In this case, the big-headed workers were helping move the eggs back underground since I moved their rock. Sorry guys, let me put that back. Now by this point, I was starting to get deeper into the rainforest, so we should start to expect the animals to get cooler and cooler. And that was actually shown because the very next thing I flipped had a proper snake behind it. But as you can see, it was a little
barely
bit
see
camera shy
that.
because it instantly slithered into the bushes before I could get a good look. So I got out the backpack.
Yo, I learned recently from all the comments in a recent Australia video that apparently most snakes do not have venom and like only kill their prey with like the teeth or like strangling them. And I was so surprised because in my mind snakes are venomous, okay? And of course I knew that there are some snakes that don't have venom, but like that the majority of them don't have them, that's new to me.
And inside I packed this snake hook. Basically people use these snake hooks to pick up deadly venomous snakes so they don't get bit. And obviously I didn't want to get bit, so using the hook I started to dig around in the grass it slithered into and tried to look for. But unfortunately the hook just ended up breaking.
What?
Oh my gosh.
But this was still a good sign for cool rare animals, and trust me, we'll be finding more snakes very soon. Now, the next rock I flipped had this weird little fuzzy worm under it. Now, even after searching online, I couldn't really figure out what this is. I thought it could be like a moth cocoon, but
That is so weird. Also, what's that behind there? The black thing?
I'm pretty sure those only grow on trees, so comment if you know what this is. But behind that crawled out this little bug, which, I have experience with these guys a lot. These are called isopods, and
Oh, okay.
they're sometimes called roly-polies.
Roly-polies!
They roll up into a ball when threatened. But I love these guys because I always put them in the terrariums I build at home because they eat all the dead matter and keep everything clean. So yeah, thanks for existing, guys.
Yo,
You're
nature's
awesome.
cleanup crew, I guess.
Through the rainforest and eventually came across this fence with a
Yo, this video is way more interesting than I thought was gonna be, okay? There's so many cool animals. Also, random fence.
few bricks laid on the floor under it. It looked like the perfect spot for animals to be hiding under, and I was right, because under that first brick was this massive beetle. And after getting a closer look, I could tell this was some sort of rhinoceros beetle, which are called rhinoceros beetles because the males grow these massive horns on
Oh, so only the males get the horns?
their head, which they use to fight each other with. But this is a female, which is why it doesn't have a horn. In fact, if you remember that massive beetle larva from earlier, I think that actually turns into one of these. So yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's cool. Yo, this one actually looks so cool from the color. That like wine red is so
We
good.
got under the next brick was this little centipede bug, and under the third brick was this little slug. I'm not sure what species this is, but I left my phone pointing at it for a couple minutes and got this cool time-lapse footage of it slugging around. Now, as I kept on venturing, I found a cool bug under this rock. At first, I know you can't really see anything, but if I zoom in and highlight this spot here,
Thank you for the highlight. And I guess there's the outline of something. I can't see shit, okay?
there's actually a cave cricket right here, which is just super camouflaged. But these guys are cool because they basically have the ability to...
I don't like how that one looks.
Whoa. Yeah, they really just move so fast that it looks like teleportation. That's pretty crazy. But this next rock I flipped had something I've never seen before. What? Right there, you can tell that there was a little worm under the dirt. But
oh, that worm has like a hole in the middle section. Aww.
Above and to the left of it was this weird little white thing. I thought at first it could be like a termite or something.
Is that like a blown up worm?
But after getting a closer look, I realized it resembled the shape of a worm egg sac. For some reason, I just never thought that worms came out of eggs. Yeah, apparently this is what it looks like when they're born. They just gotta rip their way out of an egg.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm over 30 years old. I've never seen a worm egg sac in my entire life of existence. It was never a point in my life to see that. And seeing a worm come out of a worm egg sac, I think I could have gone until the end of my life to not see that.
Dang, that's cool. Now, by this point on the trail, I had gotten to this little section of paved road. And while I was walking on it, I ended up coming across this.
Oh, shoot. Wait, look at this.
Snake.
Oh, shoot. It's a snake. Look at that.
But if you're wondering why it's not moving and blurred, well, that's because it was actually run over by a car.
No.
Unfortunately, accidents like this are bound to happen on roads, but this is still a good
snake,
sign
buddy.
for finding more cool animals like this. And thankfully, that's exactly what I found as I made it back to the trail. You see, the first rock I flipped, I saw a little burrow under it.
Oh, what's gonna be in there?
I realized that there was something sitting on the rock.
Oh, Jesus. I did not I did not see that.
Grabbing.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I did not see that. Hold on. There's a hairy spider camouflaged on this rock right now.
This is actually a Puerto
Wait,
Rican
is that the spider in the intro that he like fed a worm?
tarantula, and they're extremely rare to just find out in the open in the day like this. Yeah, they usually spend their entire days underground in some sort of
Yo, I like these like little animation he does to explain things.
For this tarantula, I had to get out the backpack. And from inside,
Yo, I can't wait to watch more videos from this guy and be like, the backpack return.
once again pulled out this container of super worms. Then, using some tweezers, I basically just started to wave around the worms in front of the tarantula's face to see if he'd eat them. And yeah, it didn't really seem like he was liking it too much, because he got really defensive and ran into his burrow.
Oh.
He even started to run towards me. And since these guys are venomous, I did not want to make him any more angry, and I put his home back on top.
Sorry, buddy. I'll leave you alone now.
Honestly, you have to be brave to do that, right? Because they can be like venomous animals.
Anyways, I kept flipping random objects as I continued down the trail and wasn't finding many animals for a while.
No
But I did find some pretty
animals.
random stuff, like just a whole fruit, which was like kind of mushy and moldy, so I didn't try and eat it. And also, while walking, I found this weird bone
Thank you
thing
for
on the
clarifying
side
you
of the
didn't
trail.
try
I'm
to
not
eat it.
100% sure what this bone belongs to, but
Bro is literally just touching everything. He's like, his hands are a goddamn factory for illnesses right
I
now.
do know Puerto Rico used to have some like wild pigs running around back in the day, which I
Yo, that's like a Timon and Pumbaa
belongs to. I
pig.
guess this would make sense if this was a pig bone, but let me know in the comments if you're a bone expert. I'm not really. Now, under Object 92, there was this little millipede, but also right next to it was this weird
Yo,
black
that looked
bug I've never
shiny.
seen before. But I figured out it's called a rove beetle, and what makes them so cool
Are
these
they a
spikes
beetle? I thought beetles are big and round. That one is like slendery.
back. You see, when they dig under the dirt a bit, they poke out those spikes on their back to mimic little claws or pinchers poking out of the dirt, which will scare away predators. Also, apparently, they have wings they can just unfold like a robot and let them fly away. I have no idea how nature evolved to do this. Now, by this point, I was
Yo, nature is doing so many crazy things. Sometimes I feel like, obviously, we as humans, we put a lot of our stat points into the development of our brain, which is why we have like our consciousnesses and we can develop so many things, right? But in terms of functions that our body has, it's pretty shit, honestly, right? If you see what all these animals and insects and all these creatures can do, like the sharks that can regrow their teeth, the goddamn snake that just duplicates itself and makes a baby, and all these other kind of like mechanisms and cool like features. Yeah, it's cool that we can think and make video games and stuff like that, right? But like, I want to be able to duplicate myself. That would be amazing. I want to be able to duplicate myself. That would be amazing. I want to be able to duplicate myself. That would be amazing. I want to be able to duplicate myself. That would be amazing.
starting to get worried because it was starting to get late, and I knew there were still bigger tarantulas and scorpions to be found out here. And yeah, the next few rocks I flipped also had nothing.
I'm still waiting for the insane spider from the thumbnail, by the way, which apparently was under rock like 47, which it wasn't.
But that wasn't until object number 96 when I found this. It was another tarantula, and this
It's
one is
brown.
actually a Puerto Rican pink-toed tarantula.
That's not pink. Also, toad. Okay, I was about to say toad. That doesn't look like a toad, but it's also not spelled like a toad.
Which is a slightly different species.
Okay, now this is cool. It's bigger than that first tarantula we just found. And since this guy's a bit bigger, I think I actually have something in the backpack.
Backpack!
From inside, I pulled out this stick, which actually lets me attach my GoPro camera to it. Basically, I want to use this stick to get the GoPro super close to the tarantula without having to worry about getting bit, and that's exactly what I did, because I went and gently nudged
Please
the leg
focus.
of the tarantula with the GoPro, and it actually woke up. Then I bumped it again, and this time it ran around to the other side of the log.
Bye!
I just waved it around a bit more in front of him, and he wasn't really doing anything. To be honest, I don't really know.
Yo,
what
it's
I expected.
not very
Now, As you
focused.
can see, I was getting pretty near the end of the trail, and underneath some of the final objects, I was finding no new animals.
Nothing.
And eventually, it got time to flip.
Yo, that looks beautiful though. Hey you, did you buy a shirt yet? Did you know I sell shirts? Go to the link down below to get your own shirt. And also maybe check out the Patreon, like and subscribe, and enjoy the video.
Object 100. So I looked around for the best thing to flip. And while I was exploring, I actually came across this dirt area with this metal piece of trash in the middle. Of course, I looked inside of it to see if there was anything, and I didn't see anything at first. But for some reason, I decided to turn on my phone flashlight to double check. And that's when I found
what's
this.
gonna
It's
be?
a scorpion.
It is. This one actually has like a
Not
tail.
only was there that, because when I moved the trash to get a better angle at the scorpion, I found a second scorpion also on the wall.
That looks kinda dead.
These are Puerto Rican bark scorpions. scorpions, and they've actually got
Yo, look at the joints on the stinger. Has so many joints, it's crazy.
pretty painful stings.
Bro, this is so insane. This whole time I've been trying to find scorpions. And literally on object 100, this is where the scorpions are. Well, hey, I'm not complaining because I've packed something in the backpack specifically for if I found these guys, and it's a flashlight. Now, you may already know this, but if you turn on the flashlight and go through the modes or...
Why are you flashlighting my ass?
Or purple, as you can see. And now, if we go and shine this inside of here...
Whoa! They're ultra luminescent?
Here, look at that. Scorpions are able to glow in the dark. And that's how you know these are real scorpions.
That's
If
crazy.
you saw my last video about rock flipping, you know this is the same exact way it ended. Because I had found scorpions on one of the last objects and made them glow in the dark. Which, it's kind of poetic in a way that it ended the same
Don't
way.
poke
Hey,
the scorpion.
I guess that's rock 100. We're done. But to celebrate,
Do
I actually
not
have
poke
one
it.
last thing, baby.
Oh.
You see, in this backpack, I've packed the new Terra Green merch.
Okay,
Check
let's
this out.
look
As
at the
of today, You can
merch.
now get this cool new design with so much cool stuff. It's basically got the animals from
Yo, I
all my
like
videos.
that.
So a two-headed snake, a turtle, Pac-Man frogs, archer fish, piranha,
A little axolotl.
real dragon, chameleon, you name it. We literally
That's
have
a cool
everything
shirt,
but
honestly.
scorpions. And with it, we're even dropping a completely new sticker pack collection. So seriously, if you just want to show everyone you know you're a part of this community, you can buy this shirt, and it would mean a lot because that will support the channel, of course. Oh, guys, that was 100
Doggy!
rock flips in a rainforest. Hope you liked it. Make sure to subscribe if you're not, because if you do subscribe, then YouTube will recommend you more videos.
And exactly, and the same message from me, because you should subscribe to the channel and also check out my merch store and maybe buy a shyaren t-shirt. Bye!